All right, United in Success. This is Liberty Santiago, and I'm bringing you another episode of Coach's Corner, which is designed to highlight experts in their field, people who can teach you tips and tricks about being a next level entrepreneur so that you can make more of an impact to your clients and to help align with the life of your dreams. Today, I'm going to be talking with Angela, and she is a mom's coach. She does productivity and mindset shift coaching. And so I'm super excited to highlight her today on this segment. And Angela, I'll let you just kind of introduce yourself. How did you get into this?
Hi. So I think one of the first things that you need to know is that I'm a little bit crazy and I'm a mom of 12. So I've had a lot of experience over the last 2 decades, kind of finding and shifting and seeing what's worked. I started working when I was 18 years old. I've been a dance instructor for 26 years, and I owned a studio from 2000 to 2013. And I struggled. I was kind of on the struggle bus financially, time-wise, trying to balance everything out and making sure that everyone's needs were being met. I'm a recovering perfectionist, still in recovery on that. I think that's something that we always had to keep in check. But I wanted things to be perfect. I wanted to, have the Instagram house and be able to manage it all and be making 6 figures and have a happy husband. And I, especially behind the scenes, I was failing. Not because I actually was failing. I had great kids. I had a great house, but I felt like I was failing. I constantly felt like I wasn't able to keep up, and I wasn't able to do all the things. And I would say about 2013, I ended up closing my business. I was pregnant with twins at the time and just decided like 8 kids or 9, it would be 9 kids at that point because I was pregnant with twins, and owning my own business, brick and mortar style, just wasn't what I was looking to do. I wanted to spend more time with them at home. And that's when things started shifting, and God was like kind of showing me like there's this different path. And I took that super seriously about 2015 and started hiring coaches, which I had never even heard of what a coach was, a consultant, like anything like that. I was into like, books and things, but I never knew you could actually hire somebody to help you live your best life. And that changed everything.
That's so good. That's so good. So with your first coach in mind, what was your immediate goal that you wanted to achieve with that?
So actually at the time, I don't think I even knew. I just knew I wanted to be around her. And I wanted to look at life the way that she saw it. I'm kind of a woo person. Like my emotions kind of bring me. I'm not real logical. So like I never looked at a sales page, nothing like that. Like that wasn't my thing to get on a sales call. I just was like, I want what you have. And I'm not sure what that is, but I want that. And so I started taking little mini courses with her. That's kind of how it started, because financially that's where I plugged in well. And it shifted everything because I was finally putting myself as a priority, and I was learning so much about how to make the journey more enjoyable. I'm a big goals girl, so I'm always like, oh, if I can just get there, then I can just, fit into those jeans. Then if I could just get the kids to bed a little earlier, then if I just knew where my damn car keys were, then, and that doesn't work.
Yeah. So what around goals and setting your expectations on being happy, then when you achieve them, what would you say is a good tip to shift your mindset around that?
I would say the biggest thing that I have learned on my journey is that it's not, and I love goals. They're like one of my every day I'm working on my goals and intentions. So it seems ironic that I would say this, but the biggest lesson that I've learned is it's not really about the goals or the intentions at all. Mm-hmm. It's about having something that I can do to make me believe that I am that person, that I am capable of achieving XYZ, that it's like just making it a part of who I am, those steps. It's not really about like checking it off and being like, oh, I did it so good. And my life is super busy. So my goal each week is just, if I can hit things 40% of the time, I'm in a good place. And I know some people are like, girl, 40, like, what kind of progress will you get at 40%? Hell of a lot more than I did when I sat on my butt doing nothing because I wanted to do it perfect.
Exactly. Yes. Yes. Ooh, I love that. That is such a great tip. Very, very good. So tell me about 12 children. Like, I need to know, what kind of a mindset do you need to have 12 children? That's a lot of kids. And how are you in a space that's so quiet right now with 12 children?
Chocolate, bribery. No, no. Yeah, I had, like, looking back, I didn't come from a big family. I didn't even know any big families except for maybe on TV. Like I always joke that God had a sense of humor and he knew each child I'd get more patient. So so far it's taken 12. But motherhood is such a beautiful journey because I feel like each child like cracks us open almost like a cocoon, and we get to emerge and learn like as they go. I remember being a kid and seeing my mom being like, oh, when I grow up, and then growing up and seeing her and actually seeing her as a woman and realizing she's still not grown up either. It's such a beautiful thing. I think we get so stuck though in like the end result and trying to achieve all this, what it looks like to be a mom, that we miss the most magical part. And that's the muddy, miraculous, like marvelous, mess. The journey, the day to day, the dirty diaper that exploded, and like how actually that molds and shapes us into like amazing, strong women, and can do the same for our kids. So yeah, I don't know how I ended up with 12 kids exactly. It's kind of funny because I'm not, everyone assumes I'm either like super uber religious or came from a large family. I didn't, but it was something that God just put on my heart to just be open to his will. And if I was open to his will in one area of my life, could I trust him in other areas? And so I did. And here we are. And I wouldn't change it for the world. Had you asked me if I was prepped, prepared, capable of that, I would have said, hell no. Hell no. But I'm proof that God can use anyone to do anything. And you're so much more capable of than what you think you are.
It's really, really cool. That's awesome. It actually gave me chills when you were talking about that, how you were being just open to God's will. And I think that we can apply that to being entrepreneurs too, because if you're just open to, the goodness that's out there, and like you said, not to be so perfect, try to get wrapped up in all the perfection of it, you're going to make a lot more moves. That needle is going to get closer and closer towards, what you want, which is a successful, thriving business, of course. So I see you can already lead a team of 12. So you can certainly coach multiple people at the same time. What is your style when you are coaching your moms? Do you coach them one-on-one or group or hybrid?
All three. So I have some evergreen things that I'm working on and setting up. I do one-on-one, and then I have a group program where we do kind of hot seat coaching and things like that. And there's some stuff that's in a vault where they can go and pick and choose on their own time. So I'm a little bit kind of all over the board. I think that fits because moms are so busy, and each season of motherhood is so different that they are able to kind of find where they plug in at any time.
Yeah, I like that. Somebody was asking the other day about one-on-one coaching, like what is the model that you guys use? And I'm like, I always have a guideline of what I do, and then I just use my intuition to know what people need, because like you say, everybody's in a different season of their life, and some people need more of that one-on-one. And I know I've been in that season where I'm like, I just need to talk to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that is cool. I love that. So where is it that you live?
So I'm in Minnesota, also
Okay.
known as Minnesota. Right now we're in a snowstorm warning. So I was like, come on, internet, don't fail me.
Oh yeah, that's good. It came through for us for sure.
It did.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, between a head cold and like my voice being gone and then the snow, and I was like, oh, come on. If we're going to do the call, we're doing it.
That's
But
awesome. Yeah, I really appreciate you coming on here and being open to doing a video live interview. I know a lot of people are like, what are we going to talk about? And I'm like, I don't know. We're just going to go with it. And that
yeah,
is the best way to let our personality shine, our light shine, and just be our authentic selves. So I know I met you through a workshop with another coach, and I had so much fun with you. And actually, the fun continued when you messaged me later, and
it did.
it was so good, so good. So, have you made any hot chocolate since then?
I haven't, but I do have my Baja mug filled with coffee. So, and I may or may not have had a little rum chata since then, but no hot chocolate.
Do you, how do you like your coffee, Angela?
Day to day black,
Mm.
just black, plain. I even like, I'm not a coffee snob. I even drink instant coffee. It's embarrassing to most coffee drinkers, but if I'm out in public, like, then I want it fancy. Give me all the sugars and the creams and the pumps of everything. Like, and I'll literally drink almost any kind of coffee. Like, I love coffee, like all the kinds.
So, when you're working with your mom clients, do you work with mom clients that come from like all different backgrounds, like blended family, or is it mostly like biological, or where do you see your mom clients at mostly?
I'm in a really unique place in that I have so much experience in so many different facets of motherhood. So my son has a different father. So we have had that whole blended family thing. We've one of my sons is adopted. I've also been a foster mom. So it's just kind of like the plethora. I've been a working mom, a stay-at-home mom, a work from home mom, a homeschooling mom. I've had kids in public school.
Mhm.
So it's been really, really interesting to be able to, usually the moms that come to me come from all different facets. I guess who I kind of target is working moms, particularly work at home or own their own businesses moms, because that's what I know the most. And it's such a unique struggle to be juggling, like, don't slam that door. Hi, I'm live, and like,
Oh my gosh, you're
it's,
speaking to me right now.
I legit had naked children, full on butt naked, running through and being like, I can't find my pants. And I'm like, oh my, okay. Like, I don't want this to be taken off of Facebook for inappropriate reasons, or you're on, like a private client call and you're having like a deep moment and all of a sudden they're like, she hit me. And I'm like, oh my, okay.
Yeah. Well,
But
the nature of your coaching is motherhood, so I guess for you it fits perfectly. But like for somebody like me, I'm like, I don't target moms, and I am a mom,
yeah,
and there's all the chaos going on, and I'm a working from home mom right now. All I
yeah,
can think about is getting an office.
yeah. No, I know. That was even still a big shift, even for me, to like really realize, like, so my whole mission is to let moms know they can embrace the messy
Mhm.
and that they're enough. Like, that kind of sums up everything. And then here I am, like, having panic attack full on 30 minutes before I go live because a naked child might run through or they might knock on my door. And I was like, wait a minute. Like, I get to show them, I get to lead, I get to walk through that process and show them how to gracefully
Mhm.
deal with it, not only for the kids' sake, but for my own.
Right.
Otherwise, I'll never go live. I'll never get a client, because I'll be like, oh gosh, what if the kids come in or the baby cries or,
Yeah. Yeah, that's real talk. I know that's the way it is. But like me and my partner were talking about this yesterday. He was saying, well, do, do other people just have the same issue where there's, kids just running all over and loud? And I'm like, yeah, all the time. And I said, I think and people really like to see the realness that's going on there, because then they don't feel alone when they're having that same thought or struggle as they're getting ready to go live, or as they're recording something and somebody keeps interrupting, so you have to start over and record 14 times your
Yeah.
program. But for clients who are watching and have no idea what we're talking about, you will have no idea the things we go through to get you great content.
Yeah. And I do think it's a big shift, especially right now coming out of 2020, that entrepreneurial women need to embrace all of themselves and not have it so segmented,
Yeah.
because it's hurting a lot of moms right now. Like depression rates in women that own their own businesses, it started to kind of plummet because they're trying to juggle all these new things that feel foreign to them, like, distance learning and now this hybrid learning, which I think is almost more chaotic. My kids, if they went to normal school, I would drop them off on the wrong day. Like, I know. I work with moms on systems and productivity, and I know I would drop my child off and be like, bye, have a great day on Wednesday when they didn't go till Thursday or something. Like, there's so much to juggle. The last thing that we need to do is have this mask of like professionalism that it has to look a certain way.
Yeah.
And
Right.
I think when we step into that power that, like, yes, we do our best. Like right now, I tried to minimize, the noise and stuff. But if they come in, I'm not going to be angry. I'm not going to feel like I failed or I'm less than the next woman or man that's running their business, because my kids are part of my power.
Yeah.
They're literally part of why people hire me and want to work with me, like,
Yeah. Yeah.
and
That's
even if you're not a mom coach, they are part of your power too. And why people want to be around you. Like you're the full package,
Mhm. It's so good. I love it. I love it. So in 2020, besides like the depression statistic is like, it's real. I mean, I don't know what the number is, but I've heard it before. I don't know what it is in the women entrepreneur world, but I hear it, within my clients' speeches. I can detect that stuff. And sometimes I feel that too. It's like, man, I'm just stuck in this house all the time. It's crazy. But how has 2020 and the pandemic shifted your coaching um, business? If you had lots of focus on that topic.
So it's been really interesting because so I'm really big on word of the year, and I always like pray about it and wait until it feel like something just plants. And my word for 2020 was restoration. And if I'm totally honest, I was kind of pissed. I was like, really, God, out of all the beautiful, eloquent words in the world, I get restoration. Like I'm like sandpapering a cupboard or something. And I didn't get it at first, but I went with it. I was like, that's what you said.
Yeah.
It's on.
Yeah.
Wow. Is 2020 the year of restoration? I like, and actually for me on a personal level, I had an amazing year. I had some monumental life-changing things happen. Married, one of my sons got married. I gave birth to another son. I separated from a marriage after 20 years.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. Some crazy things. And it ended with a big kabang with my becoming my dad's caretaker after a stroke. But overall, like the lessons that I've learned in 2020 were astronomical and amazing and really restorative, which was funny.
Ooh, I got that.
Mm-hmm. And so it's what's been so amazing is that I've had such an amazing year. And then I have people come to me who maybe didn't have the same. I have a client right now who lost her husband due to COVID the day after Thanksgiving. So
Oh, wow.
it like the perspective on kind of both ends of like the heaviness that this year has brought for so many and the amazing opportunities that it's also brought, and kind of melding that and finding that happy medium where, we can serve and be honest about, like, I've had some really raw things happen this year, but still see so much like gratitude in those moments, because I've come so far. I've for sure like 50 times my growth in 2020 compared to any other year where things were easy or felt good all the time.
Oh, I can totally relate to all that too. And you are a badass, I have to say. Like all the things that you went through in 2020, I'm just like over here going, man, you're just so like
Thank you.
high-spirited, and you're just so um you're just so fresh with energy. I love it. So I'm
Thank
thankful
you.
that I met you.
Aw.
2020 has brought me a lot of great collaborations, though. Thank you for being open
Yeah.
and letting your light shine so I could see it too. And
Thank you. That means a lot to me.
yeah, and anybody watching too, Angela loves talking to people, and she's a GIF fanatic.
I
So
am.
I
The
love
worst
this.
part is I think I'm so funny when I use them. So I'm like sitting at home like, wow. Some people are probably like, why? What is she doing?
No, I'm over here laughing too. I'm like, oh my God, I love it. It's so good. I am very expressive through, like my hands and talking, and I love being in front of people. So the GIFs are like that, right? Because it's like, here's the character I'm trying to like embody. Here's what I'm feeling, and here I'm going to show it to you. And so I love it. When you were telling me that you're obsessed with them, I was like, this is good. Bring it on.
That's like early on in my starting my online business. People were like, some marketing person said to me, she's like, you really need to cut back on the emojis. This is pre-GIF. Like we weren't even there yet. And I was like, cut back on the, like, how will they know what I'm saying? Like they need to see the facial expression while I'm typing. And it's kind of funny because I didn't listen. I still use way too many emojis and now GIFs, but
It's so good. You know what? I think that people like it when you don't follow the rules. Like there's a difference between being disciplined and the rules, right? So
yeah.
not everybody fits into those freaking rules. And there's a way to be disciplined even within yourself of not following the rules. Because if you want to go ahead in life, if you want to be a successful entrepreneur, what I've learned a lot in 2020 is to be focused. And to be focused, you really have to be disciplined. You really have to say, okay, right now, this is what I'm doing. Have your plan. And then, like you said, go for it. You'll be successful if you do 40% of the time, which I love that you said that too, because I have my calendar and there's times where I don't hit a call or I don't hit a networking event. And then I'm like, man, I should have, but I love what you said because I'm still successful doing it 80% of the time or 60% of the time. It's the intention setting and being disciplined enough to know like, hey, I am only human. And if it doesn't feel aligned with where you're at in that moment, that's for a reason too. And that's why I love working with intuitive clients is because
Yeah.
That clicks for you. It's like, hey, that's not in alignment with where I feel right now. And I don't want to show up not feeling, like I can give the spirit or be the essence or show off the essence of how I truly feel about myself. And
Yeah.
there was one more thing that you were talking about a lot was actually what I teach is self-image, but you didn't say those words, but I really felt that that's what you were talking about when you're talking about like changing, that becoming and acting as if with the goals. That's what you were saying with the goals.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of what people don't understand. And it is difficult to communicate always because it's almost like you're acting, right? Like when you set that goal, you almost have to act. And for people who are very analytical, they don't really understand what do you mean? That is not practical. That's not logical. That does not make sense. But to act as if you are that person already is to become it. So.
Absolutely. It's almost like little kids when you go into the dress up box, and you put on a new goal and now that looks like a firefighter, but they don't just like be like, I don't know if I feel firefighter-ish today. I mean, they are all in, they got the hose, and it's nothing changed. All they did is tried on a new goal, tried on a new persona and and saw what that sparked within themselves. It's not like the magic was out there. The magic was within them all the time. They could have always been a firefighter. But doing those goals, those disciplinary actions make us feel like we look like a firefighter, feel like we embrace, like, I see that I'm a firefighter. I could have shown up that way at any point, but it gives us, like, that's for what it is for me. Like, it gives me that my own visual cue to buy in, like, and be like, no, I'm a damn firefighter. Like, here we go.
Yeah. I love that word that you say, buy in. We have to buy into our goals every single day and we have to renew our mind about it. And then, you know what else I love about this example you gave about the dress up thing is that kids are so unique because they just need to make up their mind what they want to be or what they want to think. Adults have to change their mind. That's why when you go to do something that's really big and you've never done it before, not only do we have to change our mind, we have to transform our mind.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a lot different than being a child that only has to make up their mind that that's where they're going. So it's a totally different perspective, but I think we get stuck in that like child mentality. Like, why isn't it easy? Why can't I just decide where I want to go and go there? But there's the paradigms and the limiting beliefs that get in the way on the inside. And we can't take care of our problems with the same thinking on the inside. We have to get outside of that.
Right.
So,
Right.
awesome.
Something that's kind of been put on my heart though lately too is because I'm so big in like the inside work, like, so like not to minimize that at all, because that's the big pie.
Yeah.
But sometimes I think I use that as an excuse not to take the action and second guess myself. So it's like everyone now I've literally been being like, okay, so the beauty of a child, they don't walk around the playroom for like 5 hours deciding which toy they're going to play with. Right. They just do it. Because guess what? They can always choose a different toy. There's very few choices in our life that are so incredibly monumental that we're going to really screw it up. Like, we get so stuck, like, well, we got to make sure it's the right. Why? Type that post. You can always take it down. You can always try again. You can always reword it. It's not really that big of a deal.
Right. Just take.
Oh, my earring just flew off. All the head moving.
All of it. All of it. It's happening. You're getting rid of your shackles.
Yep. Messy action. See, messy action.
That's what it's all about. And that's what, like, this is Coach's Corner is really messy action for me. I'm like, I barely do any preparation. I like ask people that I feel connected to, hey, do you want to jump on this thing with me? And we always have a blast. And so
I love it. Yeah.
Thank you so much for being.
To have one earring. We'll take that one off too.
There you go. You'll be evenly balanced. Well, thank you for filling up our 30 minutes with your positivity and your motherhood magic. And I do hope that somebody feels really connected to your message and that they feel brave enough to reach out to you so that you can help them unlock their mission motherhood, to go after the motherhood that they truly want to live. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Liberty, for having me and for being you. You're a bright light, and I'm so glad that our paths crossed.
I know, it's been so fun. So where can your audience find you? I know I linked it above or below or wherever they're watching, but what is it called that they can find you?
So Mission Motherhood is my Facebook community that I've had since 2018. That's the best spot to catch me. Sometimes following on my personal page too. I share a lot of stuff there. Don't go to my biz page. It's pathetic. Mine
is too, girl. Mine is too.
It feels so like I don't even know what to post there. Like cricket, you know. So it's like, man.
Yeah, nobody engages on business pages. I know I don't. I'm like, this is a waste of time. Are they going to see this? I don't know.
Yeah. And if people feel led, like my message box is always open. I love connecting with people. That doesn't bother me at all. That's how we connected after Nicole's pony party. So
no, that was so much fun. We made a naughty hot chocolate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it was good. All right. Well, thank you again so much. And we're going to let you guys go and connect with Angela. All right. Bye.